Hey everybody, it's CR with Everyday Life in Arizona. It's a beautiful day here. I'm out riding around on the golf cart. Thought I'd take you through a tour, a little drive-by, drive-through of Barney Farms. Barney Farms is in Queen Creek, Arizona, not too far from where I live, and I like riding around looking at houses. So why am I doing this? Well, I'm not trying to sell you a house. I'm not a realtor. Two things. I like riding around on my golf cart, especially on a Tuesday afternoon. And secondly, I like looking at houses. My wife and I started looking at houses, I don't know, 30 plus years ago when she took me to a Street of Dreams in Orlando, Florida, and I've been hooked ever since. So when we have spare time, we like looking at models and looking at houses and getting ideas for our homes that we've owned over the years. So if you want to, come along with me. I'm going to make a few comments about the development. It's a beautiful development by Fulton Homes here at Barney Farms. Come along with me. Let's have some fun. All right, here we go. This is the entrance off of Queen Creek Road headed north. It's the development borders Queen Creek Road on the south side and Signal Butte on the west side, and goes all the way over to Meridian on the east side. This is a beautiful entrance. I think they started this development about 5 years ago, would be my guess. They have man-made ponds and lakes. Here's the clubhouse off to the left. It's actually pretty nice. Had an agent take me through it, and my wife through it about 3 months ago when we were out goofing around. I think the HOA is $165 a month. There's one very, very large pool. I think another pool, pickleball, outside basketball, covered play area for the kids, rec center, and I think general meeting space. Off camera to the right, there's a guy cutting the grass. It's always an interesting sight here in Arizona, where everything is mostly desert, rocks and dry stuff. I'm going to turn around and go back to the entrance I just drove by. I want you to see the amenities right there. They keep it pretty well guarded. They've got security on their own golf carts. And I've heard they're not afraid to check your ID and make sure that you live here if they're going to use it. There are 4 distinct neighborhoods. There's a picture of the fountain ahead. I think you can see it. 4 distinct neighborhoods ranging in price and lot size. I think the smallest lots are 5,500, and then 7,500, and maybe 9,000, and then around 11,000 are the 4 sizes. And off to my left and right is the highest tier. I'll get you the names of the neighborhoods on the screen. But that's the 4 different tiers of homes that you can opt for. Homes in the highest tier are about $1 million. You could probably get in for 900 and easily spend $1.2 million without much effort. That's before you do anything in the backyard, by the way. A nice backyard that's landscaped. It has a pool and a couple other features. Is going to be another couple $100,000 on top of that here in Arizona. Let's don't hit the guy hitting us. Thank you. Hello. Thank you. He gave me a nice wave. It's always a good sign. I'm going to blinker. Lots of construction going on. Thank you very much. Down here on the left are the 4 model homes for this series. Again, I'm not a realtor. Just digging my life, driving around on a golf cart and looking at houses. I've been in these a couple times. They're nicely done. My wife and I tried to buy one. What I mean by tried is we were interested in the development. Our home's only 10 years old and we like it a lot, but we were curious about living here, but couldn't find a plan that met our needs, our specific needs for our family. So that was a non-starter. Other than that, I think it'd be pretty cool to live here. This is all that highest tier neighborhood in the development. Sorry, I should have looked at the names first. My bad. That's what I get. Somebody's having some, looks like maybe after sale work done. The front yards do come finished. Backyards, you get dirt. But this is a pretty cool series. There is a spec home for this series down on the left, the very last house. I'll show you. I looked at it too. We looked at it, my wife and I. Just not the right layout for us. That's it right there on the left. 4 or 5 bedroom. We needed 5. I think it's only 4 actually, if we were to move. All right, we'll roll back around to the middle here. I looked at Zillow before I did come on this trip a few minutes ago. I was curious to see what was for sale. Let me pause a minute. This is a nice green space. I looked at Zillow about an hour ago, and there were 76 homes for sale. Most of those from the builder. I'm going to guess probably 2/3 from the builder, 1/3 would be resale, maybe 60-40. And the lowest price was 503,000, and the highest price was 1.211 million for a spec that's yet to be built. It's not completed like the one that was back there I just showed you. So 76 homes, 503 to 1,200,000. There's quite a few spec homes for sale over here. Looked at some of these too. In fact, they've got one that it was 919,000, or it is 919,000 spec. But I don't want a 2-story if I were to move. We live in a 1-story now, and just not interested in a 2-story. Sporting the patriotic flags there. Fulton's a pretty large builder in Arizona. Got multiple neighborhoods across the entire valley, what we call the valley. It's kind of a local term. West Valley is the west side of Phoenix, from Goodyear and Tolleson and Litchfield Park, all the way north up to Happy Valley. And on the east side of the valley, now these are, I'm going to pause, these are absolutely, oh, there's 2 Atlas van line down there trucks. These are the second tier series for sure. On the east side, the East Valley, Chandler, Gilbert, Mesa, Queen Creek, Santan, Tempe. These are the Groves, by the way. I finally figured out the name, the second tier down. I'm going to spin around and show you this house that's for sale that has square footage. In fact, it's a 6-bedroom, but a considerable amount of the square footage in bedrooms, two and two, by the way, are upstairs. Other than that, it's great. They've got pretty high lot premiums here. If you want to be on the water, they're posted online at literally 200,000, 250,000. I saw one for 300,000 lot premium. I don't know that they're getting those. Maybe they are. But I don't know. Every lot just about has a lot premium, I think. Again, I'm not a realtor. I'm not trying to be one. There's another Atlas. Good for them. This house on the right is a spec home. Well, and on the left. I was in this home several months ago. It's the one that's 919. And it's got a premium included in that price because straight ahead in that cul-de-sac is water, and they consider that water view. And I think that was $40,000 or $50,000 of the price, because you can see it maybe from a corner bedroom window upstairs. I don't even know, but it is nice. They do a good job keeping things really clean and landscaped. Water is always nice to see in the desert, though it drives my wife crazy. because water is a scarce resource. And practically speaking, it doesn't make a lot of sense living in the desert. But, you spend $1 million on a house, you get a water view, I guess that's okay. We'll go down here. This is more of that second tier neighborhood, the Groves. These houses on the left are waterfront. Beyond that view fence. And I believe the realtor told me, or the agent for the development, I think these houses were all pretty close to $1 million, even though it's not the highest phase development, highest development tiers, because of the premium for the lot. Back across the way, you see the yellow sunshades. That's where we were a few minutes ago for the central area, the amenities area. And this lot is waterfront. I think that's one. It might be 2 lots, actually. The houses are really nicely done. Yeah, so that's the Groves. We just drove around in the last circle. We're heading back to the main drive where we entered from the south side on Queen Creek Road. They started building on the south side of the development first. They're working their way north. Here's the water we just saw a minute ago with those homes that I was talking about being backed up to it with the high lot fee. It kind of wraps around to the left. And then straight ahead is the amenity center. I got to give them props. That pool, I don't know how big it is. 2 acres maybe. I mean, it's huge. It's huge. You got to take a snack to get across it. Oh, the grounds look really nice. All right, I'm going to go to the north side. That's where the next development is. This is the first video like this that I've done. I just started my channel 3 or 4 months ago, and I'm primarily doing DIY stuff, which I love doing projects around the house. I've been doing an update on this golf cart that I'm in, a refresh. I've got 7 or 8 videos out on that, all the things I've done to it. And but this is something different. This is going to be phase 2 of I've already forgot. Is it the Meadows, the top tier, and the Groves? So the guy told me on the left is going to be more Meadows plans, and on the right it's going to be more Grove plans. But there's nothing here yet. And he said they're going to change up the floor plans, new floor plans for both series. That's what I should call them, series. They're series. I'm going to do a 360. I just saw something I wanted to show you. Way off in the distance. Do I need to zoom? Let me zoom. That's the steel mill. Steel mill. Queen Creek used to be a very rural town, way far out from Phoenix. It was one of those areas that you just undeveloped, and industrial plants like a steel mill would find cheap land out here. And in fact, I see something else to show you. And at that time, they were 20 miles outside of town. But over the last couple of decades, the growth has come east and caught up to it. So that's your view if you buy a very expensive home facing the back of this section of the neighborhood. And that right there is indicative of all of the development in the East Valley from Mesa Gateway Airport and east. It's become a logistics hub. That was the plan. That is the plan as they grow it. So several distribution centers and fulfillment centers. Meta is out here. Meta, Google, and Apple's out here too, and maybe more. So huge IT, industrial, logistics corridor. Kodak has a plant out here too. Been here for decades. I'm not sure what they do anymore. I don't know what I'm sorry, not Kodak, Fuji. I almost said Fujifilm. I don't know what they do. I think mostly chemicals for other things, since the instant camera days are dead and camera film is dead. Though I do see some retro Polaroid cameras coming back. It kind of gives a sense of nostalgia of the history of the area. If you like that, you may think it's an eyesore, and that's okay too. All right, we're back on the main road in, and I'll go up this way for a minute. There's the water off to the left. The main road curves up and to the left, so as it heads north, it curves to the northwest and enters back out on Signal Butte. Sits in the corner of, like I said, of Signal Butte and Queen Creek Road. They are working on a phase up here. I'm not sure which series homes these are. I've got my phone mounted on the golf cart. I can maneuver it some. Sorry. Oh, look at the ducks. Let's check out the ducks. All right, there's some ducks. We have ducks in the desert. It's gorgeous here. I know some people don't like the heat. A lot of people don't like the heat. I've always been a southern guy. Oh, let me get you this shot right here. Pretty late. They installed that bridge. All the development so far is on the left side. There is more development coming on the right. That's where we just were driving around. That's closer to Signal Butte as they build north and to the east, to the boundaries. Nice little dock. I'm not sure what that's for. I haven't seen any boats. Maybe they're going to have paddle boats or something. I don't know. I'll get you a better view of the amenity center. Sorry. There you go. It's the northern end of it. I'll hold it. The phone, I mean. It's not too bumpy. I love these trees. These are red push pistache trees. Oh, that one's not. Yeah, they are. Okay, the leaves are just young. I've got one in my backyard that's 25 feet tall. It's beautiful. If you take care of them, trim them, feed them a couple times a year, that red is why they call it that. They're beautiful. These look good in another 7, 8, 10 years. All right, there's the pickleball and the basketball. I'd appreciate it if you would let me know in the comments if this is something I should keep doing. I probably will, at least for myself. I don't know if anybody else in the world will care, and that's okay. I enjoy riding around on the golf cart. I'm very fortunate to be at this point in my life, or this chapter in my life, to be able to do this, have more free time. My friends, this is going to be it. We're heading back to the entrance/exit of Barney Farms. Again, not a realtor, so don't call me. If you got any feedback about my videoing, that'd be great. Any tips or hints. But not a realtor. I appreciate everybody hanging out with me for a few minutes. If this was good for you, that's great. I hope it was. But I appreciate you tuning in. We'll get back to some other DIY projects very soon for the channel. Thanks, everybody. Take care. I'll see you in the next video.